Hello and welcome to Keys to the Day. My name is Priestess Gorgeous. I'll be your oracle today, and I'm bringing you a little bit of solar medicine. It's true. So let's just go ahead and check the comments real quick. Give the room a few minutes to gather up, and we'll go from there. Hello, everybody. Okay, so this is something that intuition told me to do. I've never done a solar medicine video before. I'm gonna do it according to a Native American / Mayan methodology that I learned back in 2012 when I was getting ordained as a priestess. I was studying in southwestern United States with a lot of different medicine worker type folks. So again, remember that we're in the month of Libra, okay? And Libra is all about balance, stability, diplomacy, compromise. Okay. So that'll be the central energy. I'm first going to do a Flowers for Beloved. So some of the technology I'm talking about, you're not really going to understand too much. I'm not gonna spend the time to decode what I'm doing in videos. I'm gonna leave that to the mystery school. I'm too verbose in my readings. I talk too much is what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna try to reel that in a little bit. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, so we have 2 5s here. This is problematic. Okay, so if we have 2 5s, it means that there is a conflict, and it means that stability is being lost, and there are changes on the way. So this month, from the 22nd of September all the way to the 21st of October, is a month of changes, and the changes have to deal with, well, for starters, finding answers alive in you, walking a path of spirituality. Now, not everybody walking a path of spirituality means that they're going to be a monk or a nun or a priestess or whatever, but to be able to perceive the phenomena of the universe requires that you look out into said universe with spiritual eyes, okay? And spiritual eyes means that you can see the creator in every mechanism, in every facet, in every person, in everything that you can see with your eyes. You see the divinity of the universe in play. And so if you're a spiritual person living by spiritual principles, that's when you're ready to open up the door and walk through this gate. And this gate is going to require that you do things according to a spiritual way. Now, you don't need to belong to an institution, but you need to institutionalize the way you do things, okay? And what I mean by that is maybe you have an eternal partnership with your creator, whomever that is, whatever your terminology you use. And so maybe there's a backdrop, something in the back of your mind that you can kind of measure everything against, because what we're needing is victory, and this victory is connected to things that are hidden on the path that we're walking, and our need to find said things that are hidden on the path that we're walking. Case in point, okay? And it's fine. I just want to say this is challenging, problematic. I'm trying to keep my words clean, and not just clean, not harsh. I don't know how to do that, y'all. I'm just gonna say it. I ain't for candy asses. I'm not necessarily soft. I am spiritual gangster, and I'm gonna come correct. So let me just remove the filter, remove it all. I will not curse, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. So I have the central energy here of balance. Now, the justice card for me can mean legal justice or karmic justice. I don't see enough here to think that it's legal justice, unless it's a relationship, and even then it says close out the cycle, slowly but surely. So let's just take the karmic justice standpoint. So the universe knocks on the door and says, hey, what you're doing is you're making actions based in love. matters of the heart. Okay, great. But why you're here is because there's boundaries. There are boundaries, clear boundaries. You need to take a leap that's spiritual. Anything else will not do anything for you. Because what the gift to give is allowing the reality to be stripped according to your authentic self. So according to the consciousness of your soul, you need to let some things go. You need to let the external forces of the universe come into your internal insides. I said that. I meant it. You need to let the outside energy pierce the veil and come into you and change some things around. It will appear to those who are not spiritual, who are not awakened, that you're suffering loss. I want to translate that for you, though. Listen, homie, anything that happens to you is actually happening for you. And if you decide to think that everything is bearing upon you and that you have no responsibility for how it was called in, you're out of alignment. Okay? So this month, this solar month of Libra, again, 22nd of September all the way to the 21st of October, we need to balance out two things. One is, yes, we are in the body, we're walking around in the universe, okay, in the material universe. However, we don't need to do that in a material way. We could use spiritual principles even though we're in the third dimension. And it says, okay, well, be mindful of two things. If you're weighing these two things, and one of them is the fact that you need to use spiritual means in order to have a spiritual journey, or you ain't gonna get no spiritual results. What does that look like? Okay, well, let me tell you. The Prince of Cups, in the position of what we are doing already, it says that we're moving forward. We're trying to drive progress according to love, according to the soul's consciousness, according to matters of the heart. Things that are authentic, things that derive from our authentic being. Okay, well, don't be afraid at some of the things that are hiding in the recesses of your psyche. If you used to be this or that or that or this, you ain't got to worry about it no more. If that's who you used to be, let it be who you used to be. And use the knowledge and the lesson and the learning. Use the evolution that it's given you to drive forward into a bigger, brighter, better future. Or to move on and leave the past in the past. Because there is this need to take a journey, and it will be successful. But again, you got to be willing to play with the cycle. Not everything's going to be known right now. There is a mystery that will be revealed, but only in proper time. And it's gonna, you're overly, we this month are overly logical. We need to be both logical and emotional. We need to be more the Star versus the Justice card. So the Star card is the energy of the Magician, which is Mercury, Sagittarius, said differently, the Lovers and Temperance combined with the energy of the High Priestess, said differently, which is Virgo, Pisces, said differently, which is the Hermit / the Moon. So the Justice card is the Priestess and the Magician together, but it makes decisions based off logic, intellect, reason, communication, right? Strategy, right? Law, right? The Star is the same as the Justice card, except it's again the energy of the High Priestess and the Magician, but it is more based off the emotions, based off the heart versus the mind. So the Justice card is the High Priestess and the Magician, but mental. Buzzkill, I call it. I call that the buzzkill magician. And the Star is the anti-buzzkill. So it's doing it with your heart, doing it with your soul, doing it with your soul's ambition. How do you create a bigger, brighter, better future? What is your tomorrow going to look like? Because today's going to suck. Homie, honey, sweetie, darling child, if you got to go through something that ain't particularly pleasant, it means you better be hoping for a bigger, brighter, better tomorrow. Let me tell you. And if you have not done that work to figure out, okay, the now sucks, but here's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and this is what I'm doing is going to give me in terms of a result, and I'm going to not focus on the uncomfortability or the tediousness or the compromise that I'm making today, because tomorrow, the value of tomorrow is what I'm going to hold on to right now, so to mitigate the current circumstances. And that's the medicine that we need. We need the ability to make those types of discernments. Okay, so let me recap here. You know, what we're doing already is we're driving things forward according to our heart's desire. And again, remember, I'm in a temple, it's dinner time, so there's some noise upstairs. Let's not worry about it. Don't be alarmed. We're going to continue. So what we're needing, because we're doing, this is why we're here, is that there's boundaries, and the boundaries they hurt, but they're fine as long as they become clear. You know, what is it that we need to cut out? And maybe we do or do not like it. It doesn't matter. We need to learn the means and methodologies, the mechanisms. The universe says cut some things out like a bad cancer, let them go so you can allow in further spiritual energy. The things you're cutting away have to do with the mind, the fear, the foolishness of not being able to take on a journey, to go on a journey, to take a leap of faith. When the universe gives you what you want, you need the discernment to recognize that you're getting what you want. I use the example all the time of begging the universe for $1,000, and then the universe gives you $1 million and you're like, but I didn't ask for that 3 extra zeros. Girlfriend, boyfriend, don't be stupid. Go put that money in the bank and count your extra zeros and be happy about it. You need to not just ask the universe how to manifest things, but when you manifest those things, you need the recognition, the discernment to recognize when you get what you want. And getting what you want doesn't always mean you get exactly what you want. It doesn't mean you don't get what you want, but you get what you need either. It means sometimes bigger, brighter, better comes in than what you imagined. So if the universe tells you it's time to expand and grow, you need to be able to expand and grow. But you can only do that by knowing what side of the road you're taking care of. You have shared needs with other people because you exist in the world, and people require relationships in order to survive. Whether it's relationship with your higher power, relationship with your lover, relationship with your friend, relationship with your boss, your teacher, your mother, don't care, don't matter, okay? What you gotta do is realize, okay, I'm over here. I need to be not violent, not crazy, good hygiene, well presentable, well mannered, in order to get my needs met as I go out there on the front lines. Whoever I'm running in with along the way from point A to point B, they're gonna meet my needs, whether it's just responding to that smile that I give them or whether it's, you know, some deeper need. So in order to do that, you've got to understand what these boundaries are, and understanding that when bigger, brighter, better comes in, you can't be so stuck on stupid, stuck on the past, comfortable where you are, that you let the good get in the way of the great. Because this is about evolution, yo. I'm going to tell you again, this is about evolution, meaning evolve or die, homie. I'm going to say it. You can't be so leveraging your strengths that they become a weakness. Okay, so you're good in bed, or you're a good mathematician, or you're really good at installing electronics, or you're a great electrician. Great, fantastic, okay. But you can't leverage that strength so strongly that you don't allow new information to come through. Because the world is going to evolve beyond you. The field of, you know, medicine may be one thing today, and then tomorrow is going to be something different. And if you're not growing with the times, you're actually falling behind. Evolve or die. If by definition you are not getting better, you are actually getting worse. By definition, because the world is going to keep going with or without you. And if you stay the same and the world keeps progressing, it's going to progress beyond the level that you're in. So the discernment this month is to go with the flow, but have boundaries about you to know when things are out of alignment with you so you can let them go. You don't need to chase down everything. And if you spend all your time chasing down what you think is for you, you're not going to leave any space or room for what is for you to catch up to you. Okay, so what we're doing is we're trying to drive our life forward out of love. And why we're here is because there's some firm boundaries that are rather prickly and that hurt. And these are according to spiritual principles. The universe has said if we don't use spiritual principles, we're not going to be able to make much, if any, movement at all. What we're needing is victory. We're needing respect. We're needing a win. And we're needing a spiritual win. And that's according to the things that are hidden and the things that we're trying to figure out. So we need to be comfortable with the uncomfortability of not knowing everything. Yeah, that's hard. You know, when things are vague, it's hard for certain signs, specifically air and earth signs that don't work. Now, an air sign can deal with a little bit of unpredictability, but they got to have their own side of the street taken care of. If they're out of alignment, or if they're feeling unstable or disorganized, that's not going to work for them either. But earth signs don't like things that are not known in advance. They want to know every step of the way the whole time. Okay. And so the gift to give ourselves is to allow the universe to strip our reality. Some things aren't for us anymore. If we don't let 2 cups spill, we're going to spoil all 5 cups. Let 2 cups spill over. Let 3 cups spill over. There'll be some more behind you. The future is bigger, brighter, and better. Turn around, look behind you, see from where you came, because maybe you can, you know, file that lesson integrate that lesson into your life in a better, more harmonious way, instead of wanting the reality to be different than what it is. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. You use one outcome to step onto into the next outcome. If you have a shortcoming, a pitfall, a upheaval, a breakdown, an unraveling of your life today, know that that's the new foundation to build your life on tomorrow. And don't sit there and cry over spilled milk. Do not do it. Whatever the universe is trying to create for you, you need to focus on that, not focus on the loss. Because the loss is the changes. You have 2 5s here. There's going to be losses, and you're going on a journey. So as you move down the journey to accomplish what you want for your life, it's going to remove some foundations for you, and that's helpful. And if you're of the mind frame where you're not leading and living your life through spiritual principles, you're not going to see it as helpful. You're going to see it as harmful. And that's just thinking, okay? So ultimately, we'll close this out with the universe opening up a door for us to peer through into the wilderness. And the wilderness is that in which is hidden, deceptive, and deceiving you. So you're participating in the financial arena, example. You might not know that there's crooks there. You might not know how crooked they are, and you might not know the shenanigans they're playing that are affecting you every day. You're eating food. You might not know there's chemicals in that food. There's dyes in that food. There's fungicides, herbicides, pesticides in that food. You have to participate in the game. You need to walk through the wilderness, meaning, said differently, you gotta eat. You can't starve. However, you might not always know that your food is poison. And as you learn which foods are more harmful to you, you let them go. You don't sit there and cry over the fact you can't eat your bag of potato chips. You go out, you go to the supermarket, and you buy a healthier bag of potato chips. Don't sit there and be like, wait, all chips are poison. Okay, honey, you must not have got the picture yet. Okay, you got half of the truth. The truth is that the societies that be, the manufacturers of the old potato chips, are trying to kill you because they don't give a F about your life. And so go and give your money to a company that does care about your life and that wants to give you something healthy. I'm using an example, but they're getting much deeper. Okay. If you have a crooked tooth and 5 out of the 10 guys that are attractive at the bar don't want to talk to you because your teeth is crooked, then you have 5 people left to talk to. Don't sit there and cry over the 5 men that don't want you. Spend your time on the ones you haven't talked to yet. It's the same thing. Are you going to sit there and waste your time crying over spilled milk? Are you going to let the universe throw some cold water in the face, which is a sober awakening, I'm aware, but then turn around, dry your face off, and girl, get to work? It's the same kind of energy here. So that's what I'm picking up, because it's going to open up a door. But if you're walking through the wilderness, you got to be fine with the fact that you're going to step on a landmine every once in a while. You're going to stick your foot in quicksand every once in a while. You're going to walk into a pitfall every once in a while, because there's several things you don't know. And that's okay. What's not okay is you being fearful and unwilling to do the work, because then you're letting the good get in the way of the great and you're smoking some crack, okay? Don't drink that Kool-Aid, honey. It ain't that healthy for you. Okay, girl? Even if you add some vodka, it ain't gonna taste good. So just don't drink that Kool-Aid. Go get some sparkling water or something. All right? So that's the medicine for Libra solar month. The gate opens up with the need to look deep inside of ourselves and figure out what the solution is according to our own oversoul, our own intuition, our higher self. Generatively, where to plant seeds is anything according to spiritual principles, spiritual laws. Because our heart's desire is going to begin a journey, but we will need to take a leap of faith and we will start again. So it'll be a completely new beginning. We will feel refreshed, okay? Like there's newness. But that pitfall to the newness is that we're going to be fearful. There's certain things we can't have anymore, and there's certain things we will lose as we go on that journey, and we can't be all caught up in the feelings. We just got to keep doing the work, okay? Because the path is going to look like eventually those things being revealed to us. Eventually they will be revealed to us, okay? So go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. You know, 2-5 talks about massive amounts of changes. It can also talk about conflicts, but, you know, the kind of conflict that the 2 of 5s tells me is like, say, you know, a corporate takeover, or someone's trying to steal your man and they haven't just started talking to him without your knowledge. There are literally no scruples about in broad daylight, even at a family function, trying to come up and get your man. That kind of that double 5 energy is like, this is an external party, clearly without any type of trying to hide it, coming in and trying to take something that's yours. Typically what it means is that there's some external entity, energy, whatever, other party, person, place, or thing that's trying to lower your stability, lower your stasis, lower your foundation, lower your structure. Okay. Oftentimes, 2-5s just means that there's changes. Whatever your stability, whatever your structure, whatever your stasis, whatever your container, whatever your unit looks like, whatever your foundation, there's going to be some type of external force bearing upon it in order for a change, because there's a further level of stasis that you can move into. And then we have 2-5s and the Hierophant. So it's saying that it's time to make some changes to the spiritual principles that you're utilizing so that you can begin to interpret, to perceive the phenomena of the universe. I'm hearing the word reticular complex. So the reticular activator complex is the part of the brain that begins to recognize patterns. So let's talk about this for a second. Say you just graduate college and you went to college for interior design, and say you get your first job and the client wants a red kitchen. Okay, you know what's going to happen? Everywhere you go now, you're going to start noticing red furniture, red lamps, red kitchen filters, red fixtures, red blenders, red toaster ovens. Say the next client wants lace in their living room, so now everywhere you're going, you're seeing lace. Say you buy a certain vehicle of car, and all of a sudden you're on the road and you notice everybody else has that car too, maybe a different color. Let me tell you, those things were there all the time. Those cars were always on the road, but now your subconscious is looking for that. So it's the same kind of thing here. It's saying allow your reticular activated complex to recognize the newness of things. And you don't sit there in your fear, because then you're going to be ooga booga. When the truth comes to you, it ain't going to be, that plane won't land on your airstrip if you're living in fear. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is you're just going to need to roll with the flow, experience everything, and not be affected by said experience. You're going to need to be kind of scorpionic in your approach of just barreling down the street, barreling down the experience, and going through to the end, not letting it affect you until you're at the end and you have some safe space. Then you can process your emotions. I don't want to say be numb, be unaware. I'm just wanting to say make value judgments, make value-based assessments, don't make moral assessments. Okay, so that was a download. That's enough for this month. This is something new that I'm trying. I liked it. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this cast. And if you want to see it again, let me know. I'm going to bring the solar medicine out every month, and I'm going to continue doing the lunar day readings. I'm really enjoying those. And the lunar days about every 2.5 days. It's much easier for me to do than every day. I'm not an everyday video kind of person. But I really want to provide you with some medicine because I like being an oracle. And now that the business is getting more automated, I'm not going to necessarily need to do everything myself, and I could have my energy and my time freed up for the oracle transmissions, because I do have, spirit talks to me all day long, and I am a vessel for the divine messages to come through. There's just no doubt about that. And I want to facilitate more systems and structures and mechanisms for me to do the important work and to leave the other kind of stuff automated. You know what I mean? So take good care of yourself. I'll see you when I see you, probably in a couple days. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you today. Thank you for allowing me the pleasure and the privilege to do so. I'm very aware you have other viewing options. So again, thank you, dear one, for making me one of yours. If anything I said today resonates deeply with you, of course, you can always contact me personally. The information for that is in the show notes or at priestessgorgeous.org or at office.vertexofabundance.org if you'd like to book a session. Sessions right now are consultations, assessments, spiritual counsel, or a flash sale. Just be aware that if you get a flash sale, there's not going to be any face-to-face. It's just going to be a recorded video that gets sent to you within 7 days of the booking of your reading. Right now, it says that you're supposed to get your reading in about 72 hours. I cannot keep up with that timeline. So I'm going to do it in a week. That's, like 96 to 120 hours. Also, one more thing. Be aware that if you book your reading on a Thursday and I'm getting it on a Monday, I may just record it Tuesday morning and send it to you before the time of your reading. So you're booking the time of your flash sale just so that I have time in the calendar to sit down at the table and do the work. Okay, there's other things on the back end that I need to do. I need to let the video process in the cloud. I need to type out the notes. I need to check in with your spirits, because sometimes I'll get a reading and it's clear that your ancestors need some attention. And there's no way I'm going to do a session for a client and not let their ancestors have a moment. But I might just have 30 minutes and I may need to go handle something else and come back. And I usually like to talk to ancestors in the morning. So, you know, that's why I give you a 7-day window, because I don't do readings. I know I'm using tarot cards here, but I'm a spiritualist and I work with your spiritual energy all the way back to the beginning of time. That is what I do. That is why I'm a priestess of sacred arts and devotional practices. I ain't going to pull a card and tell you the man's going to come back. I'm going to let you know what your ancestors want you to hear. Okay, so that's just that. I'm not angry or anything. I'm just letting you know how things work, because I'm getting a lot of emails and it's better to just say it at one time. All right, I'm doing great. I've been going out to a lot of, you know, theater and stuff like that. So I've been deeply entrenched in the arts for the last couple of weeks, and it's medicine. It's nourishing my soul. So I really have been appreciating the respite to get out there and just, you know, enjoy myself a little bit. I've been on the grind a little bit too much, working myself to the bone, and that's not good for the intuition. I need more rest than I allow room and space for. And that's a lesson that I'm learning. This is my own little journey of taking a chill pill. I don't quite do that enough, to be honest. So there we go. That's all the messages that came through. Peace be with you. See you on the flip side. Take good care of yourself until we meet again, until we read again. Namaste, Dandavad, and Ashe. Goodbye, everyone.